So we are requesting for a friendly match. Oh, that's interesting. So we're playing against the Red Nose here. I think they were the ones that actually beat our senior team. Let's have a look. Yes, they were. And yeah, I mean, it was right in the beginning, so we evolved a bit along the way. So it'll be quite interesting, and it was a good test because it is the one that we lost. So I guess it's a bit of a test to see if we have improved here, I suppose. You could look at it that way. I mean, having said that, we effectively this is a new formation here, so to speak. We haven't played this one before. This is applying our tactical changes for the first time. So it's a good test in a way. I mean, we lost before. If we won before, maybe it would be a better test to see if we could win again with the changes or something. But yeah, anyway. Just thought it was interesting to point out that this is the one team that beat us before. So okay, you can sort of see like that we had that bank of, we're saying that bank of 5 developing there. Oh, that was a great chance. Okay. It was interesting because he was the right midfielder and he ended up running sort of quite through the middle there onto that chance. So that's interesting. And then the same player that did that has just chased back and done the tackle there. So we're getting high value out of him. Ooh, that striker nearly got there. And we had a bit of attacking play happening on the left there that time, which was good. Which is another thing we were trying to get working. So that wasn't good. I think that's just a... don't know if we wanted him passing it back there, and that was due to the... So let's just factor that in. All broke a tackle, like we said. That's really a big deal when you... if you don't get tackled in those type of areas. Which is why I was saying, I think for the players sitting on the top of the box there, we sort of care more about not losing the ball when the other team's trying to tackle them than what we sort of care about their speed, really. Ideally, obviously, you have both, but wow, okay. That's why you want high shot stopping and high agility if you're a goalkeeper. Otherwise, that does not finish that way. Well, at least that's why we want it for our keeper. I feel like, oh no, this is going to be a... Oop. Yeah, so it's... You can see why they beat us though, because those types of chances, the first series that we got away with, and that one there that nearly happened, I think, really high quality sort of chances. So I would say 2 dangerous situations for them, and 1 for us. Is that what it looks like? Okay. Okay, decent long shot. Yeah, I do feel like okay. Kind of wondering if our team is too disjointed now. done to cause that? It's hard to say because obviously we're comparing this to all of the other more recent games that we played, but this was also the team that beat us last time, so maybe this team is just better than the other ones. So it's maybe not the best test, to be honest. We might have to play another friendly against just at least one more team, just in case it is just the case that this team is significantly better. But we'll keep going with it. A good cross in. Okay, another good shot from the top of the box, and it was from now. Who's that? That was our box-to-box midfielder. I think so. That's worth keeping note of. That he got that chance, which I guess means we want long shots from that player as well. So we have definitely been. I mean, to be fair though, that it doesn't look like they've had any shots, but it was a really dangerous 2 situations that they created. So my issue at the moment is when we're up, we have this bank of 5. But ideally, what we'd have is a bank of 4 and then a player in back here to sort of lay it back to. So I think that's my concern. I might just try this to I don't know if this is a great long-term solution, but I don't have time to think of a better one right now with what we've got. So basically, these guys will move up here, here, and here. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 when we attack, and this got to be back. So they've got, at least with the slower tempo, they'll have an option to lay back to. I think the other thing we can try is just play with faster tempo without an option to lay back to. But without any option to lay it back, it's just weird. It's with the slow, like without like to be saying please pass it around, but there's nobody to pass it back to. Doesn't really work. I guess we'll just go with it, and I'll do the tempo to faster, and we can just see what happens. Whilst we're here, we might as well. Then we'll change it to the other one. I'd say faster tempo now because we've got the fastest striker on at the moment, and he won't be on for much longer. So we'll do that first. It's nearly great. Okay, so it is time to bring our other striker on. Try the other way. If we get the chance. We are defending a set piece. And I think, unfortunately, this guy has got very good aerial ability, but I'm just going to do the change now anyway. So we're changing this one to poacher role. I think we're going to bring him to there, him to here. He can stay as box to box. He will go central, and we'll change his tempo to balanced. I think that was the change. Let's try that. Yeah. That's why, typically speaking, if you you should wait until, unless you're going to bring players on that can help defend the set piece. Typically speaking, if you're, you know, that change in particular, we probably should have just waited and paused and, you know, just hit pause again straight after and wait to do the change that we wanted to do when we weren't defending a set piece. You definitely don't want to make changes that sort of disrupt your defending of a set piece just before you are facing one, typically speaking. Of course, if we were going to make a substitution that would have done the opposite, then that could have made sense, but that's not what we did. We brought off a high, you know, aerial ability player for a low one. So yeah. Just going to pause here. Our left midfielder is a bit tired. It's time for him to come off. It's a bit of a shame though, because we don't even have one. Okay, so he's not. I'm just going to change him to wide midfielder, so he doesn't run with it as much. But other than that, I'll just leave it. It's another goal off a set piece. I think we'll obviously play another match. This didn't work that well, but again, it's hard to say, like I said, because we are playing. I'm just going to do this sub for no particular reason. And then I think the other one is yeah, I'll just leave that. Just because we bring a fresh winger on, but he's not that great anyway. Yeah, I mean, they're both off set pieces. We do have an issue defending set pieces, so that is something we definitely need to bear in mind here. The first one, maybe, you know, we didn't help ourselves by doing that change. Maybe it would have made no difference. We will play one more though, like I said, because it could just be the case that this team is just better as well. So maybe these changes haven't sort of set us backwards, sort of thing. If we'll play another one, if it turns out they have, we're going to have to sit down and try and work out why. Obviously, whenever you change things, it doesn't always help. That's the thing. Important. So an exercise for us to then become trying to work out why it didn't help. We did create some couple of decent chances, but I wouldn't say anything of super high quality either. It might be the case. Yeah, I mean, they are playing advanced wingers, but you know, most teams are. So that does naturally counter us a bit. It might be the case that their wingers are particularly good as well, compared to other teams. But again, it's a bit hard to say, because I think they had one really dangerous sort of series that they didn't score from, and that was sort of it. Other than that, they've scored from 2 set pieces. They had one chance where if we didn't tackle them, then maybe something bad would have happened, but you could say that about a lot of situations. But having said that, we didn't create much ourselves. So I feel like probably should, deserve to lose that match, so to speak. It didn't really go. Let's just play another one, because I'm just a bit concerned that team is just much stronger opposition than most of the other teams we're playing. So let's just play one more match, just in case that is true. I think the other thing as well for us is just that. So let's have a look at the Greyhounds. So if we go senior results, to what happened against the Greyhounds? Did we play the Greyhounds? No. Sure. No. Must have. Sounds familiar to me. Must have played the youth team. So we haven't played these ones yet, so they're an unknown quantity. There were some of what we were trying to do was working though a bit. I think the issue, one of the issues with these changes is that we can go through after, but if it's not immediately clear why, I'll try and explain a bit more detail after. If it doesn't make sense now, don't stress too much. But I think the issue is that because we're committing a little bit extra forwards, there's a little bit less being sort of held back a little bit, and it means that it's too easy for them to just walk through the center of the pitch with the ball like uncontested. That was quite dangerous. I mean, if he breaks that tackle, it's or Havoc will break loose. But oh no, this is not good. It's a goal. Oh, great save! The shot stopping saved us there, and again. So that long shot, we're okay to give that up. It was from about here. Wasn't the best angle, but that first save is certainly let's certainly say that was not something we're happy to give up at all. So the attack, we've got to bear in mind at the moment, the attack is coming down the side we don't want it to be coming down. That's just definitely worth noting. In the end, that may be one of the main problems. I needed to pay more attention last match. We could check the stats after, but that might be one of the bigger problems, to be honest, is that we're much weaker on that side defensively. So if maybe we're just giving up too much on that side now. Oh, that's a fantastic situation. Unfortunately, he didn't shoot it there. But I'd say that's one super dangerous situation each team now. Theirs was still probably a bit. Oh no, that was pretty good. Pretty dangerous. I'd say it's one apiece. Yeah, so I think an issue here is that they're just playing a high defensive line. So when we dilly-dally around passing the ball in triangles, like we're just constantly giving them time to recover. So I think we have to change to just try to pass it over the top to just. Unfortunately, their high defensive line is like a natural counter to what we're trying to do. If we're not willing to exploit the spacing behind it, so I think we do need to just do that. So I'm just going to go leave that as mixed. We'll go inner space. We can leave it as mixed, that's fine. So I think we'll just go faster. So we don't need to play long ball or whatever, but if there is opportunities, we just want to take them. We can leave everything else as is for now, I think. Another long shots. I'd say that was quite well worked. Missed, unfortunately. Yeah, that was a good chance though. So I think that's two sort of like, in regards to the stat that I think matters the most, is just these really great chances or situations. So the shot doesn't have to result from it, I think. And for us, we're 2-1 on those at the moment. I'm not sure what kind of barometer we'll be looking for as what's sort of acceptable for that. Yeah. It's just a little bit like too central, a little bit too close, and very well taken. So Right, well, we got a little bit of time left to try to do something with this striker on the pitch. So is there something we want to try? I wonder how much of this. Maybe let's just say, let's go to try the direct passing, just for a bit, just to see, just to get a bit of a tell, maybe like how much of a problem is this high defensive line for our team. Because maybe if we just hit it long over everything, we can run on. That striker might be able to run on and score, and maybe it's packing a lot of pressure onto us. Not sort of like us not having been willing to do this the whole game. Obviously, you know, you don't want to. By this, I don't mean pass it straight to the goalkeeper. I just mean attempt to take advantage of all of that space that they're giving us. Maybe that has just made it too. Ooh, a good chance. Yeah. So I kind of feel like we should have just done that straight away as soon as we noticed that it had the high defensive line. We should have just done that. Now. It's probably too late because the striker we bring on isn't fast, basically. But it's a tricky one because we're sort of playing these matches trying to refine our tactic as opposed to win the match. But it's tricky because it's like, you know, especially if you're using the results of matches as the barometer as to whether things are working or not. Like then, whilst at the same time you're not actually trying to win the match, it's kind of it's all a bit blurry. So I think for now, yeah, we've ended up ignoring that, but changing to try to do that because we're losing. I'm not sure. For now, we'll just. I think my concern is just like how problematic is that high defensive line, right? Like this is why I wanted to change it, just to see if we change it like we did, if we would score, and you know we did. I just really wanted to understand how much pressure this was putting us under. Just can't quite get. Just don't have the outlets is part of the problem here. We only really got one genuinely fast player in our whole team, and he's not on the pitch right now. Like one genuinely fast attacking player, and I think I'm just gonna take Basile off just again because he's tired. It's not ideal. We need backups for those positions. So we're going to look in the scouting pool after this match. Because we might have refined all these roles to be what we want, but we don't really have necessarily the players. So see if we can get any upgrades to anything. We're looking for pretty specific players at this point, if we're going to go with this, so... it's not necessarily going to be given that we're going to... Hopefully we'll get at least one, but yeah, I don't really see us being able to swoop in and get every player we need from one scouting pool, basically. Not even close to that, but hopefully we'll get at least one today, and one tomorrow, sort of thing. So I think one issue is that our we'll talk about these issues in a sec. Another decent long shot. Because there's definitely like clear. I don't know if the other, how much you say these teams are better. We didn't play this team before either, so unfortunately we could also say they're good. But results aside for a second, it's pretty obvious that this all just didn't work how we wanted it to work. So we do need to have a discussion about... we'll do another video after this one with a discussion about what we think those problems were, and then maybe we'll play another couple friendlies and see if we sort it out. Because it feels very, at this moment, it feels this is the completely until we get these things sorted out, it feels like this is very much just left hanging. So we're going to have to sort them out now, pretty much, and keep playing matches until they're sorted. Okay, we'll do another video. We're going to try to break down what we think the problems were there.